Hey, welcome back, guys. It's Liz Game Ontario 149 Ghostbusters Sanctum of Slime. Who are you gonna call? Well, you might call the new guys because this time we don't have the classic Ghostbusters characters. So Justin, you said this feels like a Diablo game. Mixed
Sort
with
of.
other stuff.
It's like you go around, you smash things, you cut, like you don't catch the ghosts, you just burn them up.
Yeah.
Basically, like Diablo, I know there's a lot more to Diablo 2 than what this game has, but it feels just, you go around, you do certain things, you go to certain rooms, you do them, like you just catch the ghosts. The boss battle, that's when you actually throw the trap out and catch it. I think that that's what it's actually missing about the other, like the newest game. They did it right where you actually have to throw the trap out and catch the ghosts. They could have done it probably in here, but again, it's a small game. It's multiplayer. I'm pretty sure it's multiplayer.
Yeah, 4 players.
And you probably want more people to play with.
Yeah, instead of being the one guy and like 3 stupid AIs.
Yeah, and you're not actually playing the original Ghostbusters like Bill Murray or
really
Dan Aykroyd or I forget what the other guy's name. I should know him.
Yeah.
I'm not really good with names or actors, remembering who they played and stuff. But you just don't have that feeling. It's
doesn't have the full effect because there are a lot of sound effects in the game, so it's like really quiet, and you just hear your photon pack. You just hear that.
And the ghosts, but you don't hear them actually. You don't hear voices. You don't hear.
Yeah, there's no voices. There's no chatter. So like, it doesn't feel like the Ghostbusters team. It's like you're the whoever you want to be, and you're stuck with 3 other idiots.
Yeah,
that's what it feels
basically,
like.
And they
just run around, and they don't do as much damage as your beam as well. So if you die, which is like a hit or 2.
Yeah, well, you don't really die. You just get slimed, and then if everybody gets slimed,
and there's no slime on you too, which is kind of weird.
Well, I mean, maybe
like
that's a graphics thing, or they just overlooked it.
Yeah, they didn't edit it.
But like I said, it's a small game. It's cheap. If you want to go out and buy it, you can buy it. I personally wouldn't probably buy it because I don't really. I do play that kind of game, but it's like kind of like it doesn't feel like it's Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
To me, like I mean, I grew up with the old '80s classic film. And the new one, I've seen like gameplay on it, and it's. I feel that's where they need to be.
Yeah, for this, I remember seeing the trailer, and like the trailer really pumped you up for this game. It's kind of a downer from what I remember the trailer, that you're not the classic characters, and just it feels like they've got the Ghostbusters logo and everything, but just the music is great. Like when you boot up the game, you hear the music.
The theme song, yep.
But just from there, it all goes downhill. Like there's a really detailed story, but it's no good if there's no atmosphere to the game. Like there's no haunting music.
It's just basically you're sitting there, you're shooting ghosts, your proton beam is hitting the ghosts and burns them up. Then you get to a boss and you actually trap the boss. So there's not really much to say about it.
It doesn't feel really rewarding. Like it's sort of like, oh, okay.
It's just
I beat a level.
Yeah,
it's
just like It's just like going through the motions.
It sort of feels like, even though each room looks different, it feels like you're almost like going through the same. As you said, same motions, same level. Even though it looks different. I think the enemies did a good job with the enemy design, but I mean, if the game isn't fun.
The graphics are don't get me wrong. Like the graphics are awesome in it. The proton packs look awesome. The beams look awesome. They just should have put more into the game.
I think they probably should have just had a higher budget. I don't know if they had to be rushed or something.
Maybe they didn't have a bigger budget than.
Exactly. Because I know it just went straight to like Xbox Live and PlayStation Network.
Or maybe that's what they were aiming for too, just to bring out a small game.
Just like a small game, big profit or whatever. But they already had the license, so I guess they just decided let's use the license before it runs out.
My personal opinion, it's like they just slapped the name on it just to make a quick buck.
Yeah, like that's what we were talking about too. That's important. If it didn't have the Ghostbusters name, pretty much if you had the volume turned off, you didn't watch the intro, like it could have not. You wouldn't have known that it was a Ghostbusters game without like the beams, pretty much, and it could have just been like a generic like.
Yeah, because we grew up with Ghostbusters. That's the only reason why we know that's Ghostbusters, and they have
Yeah,
the name.
and know about the game.
Name in it, but you wouldn't know, like, if you just were like, you came from like a foreign country or whatever, or maybe, or you just didn't know what
those are
Ghostbusters
original.
were, and you started playing it, you'd think, well, this is not as good as I thought it would be, you know. And like I said, it's a small game. If you, and maybe it's better if you have more than one player, because I think the AI is really not smart in it. It doesn't. They don't
They
get
sort
the
of
ghost as much as.
attack the wall.
Yeah.
Like the boss
They'll
was
just go
attacking the
anywhere.
wall, then the characters are like sort of running in circles, like your
Yeah,
teammates.
you're not really.
They're
like,
not. It's not really a team.
coordinated.
It feels like, you know, as I said, you're surrounded by 3 idiots.
Yeah.
They're like running around the whole room, and you're like, guys, why don't you blast this stupid?
Yeah, you're the
ghost?
only
And-
one, and the boss will gain health back, I think, after a
Oh
while.
really? I didn't see that.
So
but,
like, if you're all not hitting them, what's the point, right? Like, you might as well just give up because
yeah,
you're not gonna.
because
You're
you
not
don't
gonna
feel
take
like
them
you're
down.
playing on a team. So,
Yeah.
but there's no sound effects. Like that's the biggest thing. There's no sound effects from you guys. The only sound is like ghosts when you hit them. It's like
Or they'll
or like
they'll
beams,
like make
but-
their own.
Yeah, it's like
sounds like that, like a
and they
ghost
don't
is supposed
sound
to
like.
make a
I think the
ooh.
sound effects they could have done a better job. Like they're
Yeah.
okay, like quite on borderline okay, but they're not
Yeah.
exciting or.
And nothing to write home about, right? Like they're
Yeah.
just. It's like any other game that
I
you
think
buy,
for
right?
$5, you know, you could flip a coin and decide if you want to buy it, but.
Yeah.
I,
yeah.
I don't know, like, compared to the one that I was telling you about, the 2009 game that plays like Gears of War, it's pretty much a Gears of War clone, that game was good. No multiplayer for the PC version, but, I mean, it was a lot of fun for the 5-10 hours I played, so you definitely need to try that one if you haven't. And that's the game I would recommend, and I've seen that for $3, so I mean,
Yeah, you
when
can't
it's
go
on
wrong
sale,
for three.
like
You
$3
can't go
for
wrong
almost
$3,
any
yeah.
any game that has any like decent quality and but yeah, I see this game as being like totally for the super like ultra Ghostbusters fan, and everyone else would be like, you know, this game sucks. So unfortunately,
Well,
I
I think if you
just
say if you're
can't
bored
recommend
and
it.
you want to play it, it's
yeah,
good for
if
that.
if you have
wanna
nothing
change it
else to play, I guess play this. But I don't see myself like after we finished the first level, I was just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, we're done basically.
Yeah,
there's
like
not
I
much
didn't
to
feel
say
like
about
it wasn't like yesterday when we recorded crazy
That was a good.
super,
That was a good game. Yeah,
pixel streakers.
streakers. Yes.
Crazy
We
pixel
want to say
streakers.
strippers all the time, but it's streakers.
We're trying. We're trying.
It's one of those good games though. So
We just think of strippers all the time.
Yeah.
It's just, but
we just go to GTA and just throw the bills out. Yeah, just throw them out. Just go and do it.
you've been playing too much GTA, apparently.
Yes. The strippers, come on. Franklin just loves them.
Here. Yeah, but this game, like, yeah, I can recommend it if it's like $3 and you really have to own every last Ghostbusters game that's come out in the last 10 years. Otherwise, you know, play the other one that came out in 2001. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, just wait till it goes on sale and buy it.
You know,
It's a
the
small
models weren't like amazing. They were just, you know, they work, but they're not like Unreal quality. Like
It's a small game like Fallout Shelter, basically. That's the way I felt. It's
Yeah.
like that kind of graphics, but it's just not. It's like Fallout Shelter had a lot more to it.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, this just
And a
didn't
number
have
of different ways to play in this game. There's just go from room to room, blast
Yeah.
people. Okay, hit up, down, left, right, and there you trap the ghost and you finish the level. And like, there's no like reward music. It's just, from what I remember, is like bling or something.
Yeah, it just goes up and it shows you what
It
you
just
got.
shows up and the
save
level's
the
done
game.
and goes to the comic book, which is like more entertaining than some of the game. So yeah. So anything else for you?
That's about it for today.
All right. Well, guys, keep on gaming, and we'll see you at Let's Game Ontario 150, which is 150 weeks of gaming. So it's quite a milestone, and we'll be playing Strider, so that should be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. So
All right.
all right. Take care, guys.
Take care.
See you later.